back with another episode of Brew Your Mind, a podcast where we get to drink coffee and beer, and you get to sit back and listen to us ramble about what's on our minds. I'm Justin.
I'm Justin. Hello, I'm Jesse. Good to see you again. Justin, how are you today? You look good. Everyone, thank you for joining us. And we got a special guest. Justin, who do we have
Yes,
today?
we do. Today, we have my good friend, Jesse's good friend, probably one of the nicest human beings that you could probably ever meet. My man, Tev Barker. What's up, dude?
That's sweet, man. You make me sound so good, Kate, bro. Not much, man. How y'all doing, fellas?
We're doing good, man. We're glad to have you here. And for those that don't know him, I don't know how you don't, because we talk about him and Crown Supply every single week. But we thought it'd be great to get Tev on the show and talk about Crown Supply, talk about himself, and get a little branding going. So before we jump into any of that, I want to know what you guys are drinking. So whoever wants to take the lead.
I think Tev should go first. He's the guest.
Yeah, I put him on the spot.
I don't know what he's
Put
drinking.
me on the spot, man. That's tough. What am I drinking today? So, little backstory. White's birthday was last month. We did some wine tasting here locally in Texas, and went to Grape Creek Winery, which is one of the wineries here in Fredericksburg, but local winery. Somehow I got suckered into like a membership. Of course, like some expensive membership that I forgot to cancel. Yeah, they suckered me. But I'm drinking today. It's called Cab Blanc. It's a rosé style Sauvignon Blanc, and that's what I'm having, man. From Grape Creek Winery, produced and bottled here locally and here in Fredericksburg, Texas, man. I don't know if anybody's ever drank wine on the show, but that's the first time for everything. I didn't have any brews or any coffee. I don't drink coffee, so that's what I'm having, man.
Dude, I love it. Like I think you're probably the first one, and it's perfect because like we got you we got you drinking wine at 12 in the afternoon. Yeah. So it's perfect, So why not bring the wine? Dude, that's all you did that like a professional. Like you've been on the show before. You told us where it's from. The backs man. Hey, you're coming back. You're coming back.
Cape, I watched so much of the show, bro. I've been practicing this since y'all launched. Man.
That's awesome, man.
Man, I got to throw the quick plug. If y'all want to see what this looks like, that was perfect the way you're doing it. That was great. You're holding it right up to the camera.
I'm going to get
watch
a wine
this a week. Yeah, get a wine deal. You can watch this on YouTube a week from now. Mm-hmm. We're going to have it posted a week after the audio. That's right. So on YouTube, Brew Your Mind Pod. Justin, I'll go ahead and jump in. What you got, I had some boring coffee here.
Hell yeah.
And then I looked in the fridge real quick, and I realized, look at here. Ooh. Another beer. Show it to the camera.
Yes, sir.
This is another local beer that I got for this podcast.
Tell me more.
I forgot I had it. Okay. This is well, actually, it's kind of local. I think it's made in Athens, Georgia. This is what is this? Creature Comforts Brewing Co. Classic City Lager. So good, dude.
Ooh, I like that classic look too.
Should I pop the top for it?
Pop the top. Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Have it. It's delicious, man. I've had that a few times now. Let's go.
That's good
I
stuff.
love it. Glad to hear.
That's all I got, man. That's a 10 out of 10. Y'all should have that if you're ever down here in Georgia.
Hell yeah,
Get
man.
you some of that sweet Georgia nectar.
I love the classic beer. I love the classic beer, or the local beers that you actually bring to the show. That's good stuff.
Drink you some water out of a mason jar.
That's good Southern living right there, Jeff.
That's right.
Set, man.
That's right. All right, so today I got blueberry maple stout. I heard good things about it. Never tried it. So I'm like, why not? I'm a big fan of stouts. I got this angry lumberjack guy like posted up there about to have some pancakes. Ooh. I guess. Hey, it's morning time a little bit. A rich sweet stout with classic malt characteristics from Michigan.
Uh-oh.
Pop a top in it and then pour it in the mug that came from the freezer. Oh, that sounds nice.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man.
Oh, Lord. Wetting the baby's head.
Wet the baby's head. That's good stuff. Man, that's good stuff.
Man, this one's got me turning into like a weird, like you went drinking in the middle of the day. I'd be like, I'm just drinking coffee. I hardly ever drink, but then I'm like, I get on here, I'm like, well, yeah. I guess it is time for a beer, We're living life to the fullest. So, Cape, I want to know what you got planned for this. I want to hear all about what Tev does and what he's got this Crown Supply.
Yep.
Wildness.
We made sure to rep it. Everyone's got the crown. Everyone's embracing their journey today on Brew Your Mind. So I figured we could just start off learning a little bit about Tev. For those that don't know much about you, man. So what's your main job, dude? Because here's a little background that I know that people probably don't know is I met Tev at Scott, right? We met at Scott, and Jesse also met him at Scott. And I swear, like the only time I saw him was at the gym, and it was always in basketball. And you'd think the way that we are, it'd be like a rivalry because we were never on the same team. We're always playing against each other, but it was never like that. Whenever we played against each other, it was always props at the end of the game. Hey, man, you're amazing. I was always saying this to him. I was like, you're amazing. And then what he was saying to me is like, yeah, you're kind of trash, but I think you're kind of good. So
That's not true. That's not true at all. That's not true at all.
No, Tev is awesome, man. Tell me a little bit about yourself, man, before I just keep talking.
Yeah, man. So it's always weird and awkward when I talk about myself, and I don't know. That's just personality.
Same.
But yeah, I'm from a small town, small city in Louisiana named Crowley. I'm an Air Force vet, as Kate mentioned, man. Air Force vet, of course. A grad student, a novice entrepreneur.
Yes.
And a Brew Your Mind podcast fan.
Yeah.
So most importantly. But yeah, man, that's a little bit about myself, man.
I love it. Yeah, it's crazy to me. We're going to talk a lot about Crown Supply, but it's crazy that you built this up and you put so much time into it. Meanwhile, you are in the Air Force and you're working, every day, So hats off to you, props to you for, this side hustle not really being just a side hustle. It's being like a main hustle to you, and you still got time for it. So it's awesome stuff, man. It's awesome stuff. And also, Jesse forgot that you were his assignment counselor back at Scott.
I did.
I didn't forget that. Man. Jesse was one of the few people that didn't give me headaches in assignments, man. So thanks, Jesse. I
don't know how.
I forgot where you were going, man. I think it was overseas, as a matter of fact.
Alaska, yeah.
But you didn't give me no headaches, man. Those overseas assignments are a pain in the ass sometimes. So
that's crazy because I feel like I'm always like procrastinating and forgetting things, and any process that's paperwork, I'm like way far behind. So that's good to know.
Always somebody worse. Always somebody worse.
That's great, man.
For sure.
It's so good. But
yeah, man, Scott, great days at Scott, man. Like you said,
oh yeah,
good sports program, man. Competitive sports. Cape would kick our butts a lot in basketball and football. And, weather squadron, y'all had some athletes, man. So
somehow you think the weather nerd showed up. I don't know what it was. Something in the water at the OWS that just produced athletes.
I don't know what it was, man. But yeah, y'all killed it, man. And then we even walked some of the same paths professionally. AMC command chief, exec position, and things like that. So. Scott was good, man. Good times at Scott for sure.
Dude, I was so happy for you to get that job. Jesse, did you know he got my the old job that I was working at AMC?
No, I didn't. But first side note, I want to know where that water is y'all were drinking back there to make all these athletes, because I'm still thirsty.
You're crushing the Frisbee. You're still thirsty.
No, I didn't know that he had that job, though. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Man, y'all some go-getters over here. Damn.
You are too, man.
Okay.
Don't you?
In my own way.
Don't you exclude
I
yourself?
Myself
He's
up.
trying to be so
Gas
modest.
me up.
He's trying to be humble
Gassing
right
up
now.
time.
Yeah.
Man, Jesse.
For sure.
Look at me when I'm talking to you, Jesse. That's right.
I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm reflecting on my life right now, my life choices. I'm in a Zoom meeting here with some greatness.
Oh, we're
Shit.
all,
You know what I mean?
It's just greatness. All of us.
Yeah,
we bring something to the
exactly.
table. It's good stuff. So,
sure.
but yeah, so I've kept up with Tev since Scott. We'll slide into each other's DMs here and there. He's probably been one of the biggest Brew Your Mind supporters for sure. So he's been great and hooked me up some Crown Supply swag. Hooked Jesse up as well. Dude, you're just crushing it, Tev. You're just crushing it, man.
A lot of love for what you guys are doing here, man. I tell y'all all the time, and I never shy away from the opportunity to tell y'all how much of a fan I am of the pod, man.
I love it, dude.
I love what y'all do here. So
I just want to dab you up right now through the screen, just like, man, let's not talk about dude.
My God.
Cool. So a couple questions that we have for you. The big thing is, what made you come up with Crown Supply? What's the reasoning behind it? Why did you choose the timing that you did in your life to do it? Is it something that you want to do for a long time? Just let's hear a little bit. I threw a lot at you right there.
That's a good question, bro. So I'd be lying if I told you I always wanted to be, a business owner or an entrepreneur. That's not a vision that's always been in my mind or a goal of mine. I don't know, just getting old and over the past few years, I guess, you start thinking about your legacy and kind of what you want people to know you for and kind of what you want people to remember you for. So And Crown Supply is bigger than a brand. It's bigger than clothing. You know what I'm saying? We're using the brand to push a message, and then that message is to embrace your journey, and you know that's what we want the people to get after. That's what we want the people to. That's what we want to resonate with the people, and that's what it's about, man. That's really what made me get into it is pushing that message through the clothing for sure.
I love it, dude. I love it. So what was it about Embrace Your Journey that stuck to you? Is there other things that you thought of that you should use maybe for like a slogan or like an actual phrase, or is it just that's it?
Nah, good question, but nah, not at all. Actually, I didn't think of anything else. Embrace Your Journey was natural to me, innate to me. It's something that I've lived by, you know, almost my entire adult life.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Life can throw you curveballs. If you embrace the journey, you know what I'm saying. Stay resilient, stay down. You know what I'm saying. Keep your head up. You know, the destination. It makes the destination that much better when, you know, I've been through X, Y, Z on my journey. I've overcame it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Embrace Your Journey is all about, man.
Amen. Amen, Jesse.
Man, that's such a good message, man. That's like, I feel like in a certain way, every time we get on here, I feel like it's me and Justin are trying to like sharpen each other a little bit in a certain way. And I feel like that's just what your brand is. It's just like a reminder. Like, just to always keep that perspective.
Exactly.
On anything that happens. It's like, it is part of the big picture, you know?
Absolutely.
It's part of the journey, and like, you got to look at the silver lining of it. And it's real easy to get like down, you know, like negative about stuff and bogged down with life. For sure. And you should, it's always an ongoing like training, discipline process thing, you know, to be like right there, you know, on that, you know, sharp edge and, you know, sharpening people around you.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. So
I mean, you need it back too, you know, a lot of times, you know.
Exactly, man. It's about training your mental, you know, to think that way, because it's not easy, you know. So life throws you curveballs. Life puts challenges or obstacles in front of you. So having that mentality, it just keeps you inspired, keeps you going. So for sure,
man. How do you? So I always know, like, you're pretty active on like Twitter and stuff, like. Does like I don't know. Twitter is such a funny yet negative place. So it's addictive and yet depressing. Yeah, so like, sure. how does someone like you like? I mean, does that stuff bog you down, or is it just like not even phase you? Or you know what I'm saying, or is it like Twitter a different bubble for you? Like, because I know you two tweet a lot of sports and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So that's like a different thing.
So,
but like, does that stuff kind of like bog you down? Like with all the stuff that's news all the time, it's just like. Amplify like insane. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Good question, Jesse, man. So yeah, it can, bro. It can. I think the key for me was just finding balance. And then of course all your social medias are kind of tailored to you. So sometimes you can't control what you see on your timeline based on who follows you, but for the most part you can kind of control that stuff. So I try to follow things that'll keep me level, keep me grounded, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me too riled up or get me too bogged down in my feelings or, you know, crazy stuff like that. So I keep it light. I try to keep it light on Twitter.
Man, I try and do that too. And then somehow like it always has a certain way of like putting things in there in your face. Like, look at this viral thing. And it's like some kind of outrage. It's like,
man.
How many times do I have to chip away and cater this thing to me? I just want this to be good vibes. Right. Positive people doing their art or whatever it is they're doing. And then it's like, also, did you see the world's ending right here? You know, it's always the same thing all the time. Yeah. It gets exhausting. So I don't know.
I watched this Netflix show, or I think it was a movie, and I forget the name of it. I'm terrible with it. I could watch an entire movie series. I won't know the name of the movie. I won't know any, you know, characters in the movie.
Was it the social dilemma thing?
That I had to get it to you, but it's about social media and kind of how they
social dilemma. That's it.
Yeah,
Kate,
that's
it. You read my mind, Kate. But that's it, man. So, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy how you could kind of have some control over what you see on your timeline, but algorithms really and you know the tech world is so crazy that you know they force you to see some stuff.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Whether you like it or not. Tab, when are we gonna get a? By the way, first of all, I love your. It's a perfect day to embrace your journey tweets. Every time I see it, I'm like, damn right it is. I like flip a table and I like run like a quick mile. I'm like, I'm bracing my journey, just screaming out the top of my lungs.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
But when are we gonna get a Crown Supply Twitter, huh?
A Crown Supply Twitter, bro. Yeah. That's part of the plan. Something I want to do in 2021 is as part of brand development is really get a better hold on social media, marketing, advertising, and stuff like that, and just the whole package. So yeah, Crown Supply Twitter, Crown Supply Facebook. Right now we only have an Instagram, but Crown Supply Twitter, Facebook will be coming this year. So
love it. Yeah, we can completely relate because I mean we got forced into a Twitter. we just created it, and like the social media handling, just like you're saying, we're still trying to get a grasp on that. Like your Instagram page really blew up quick. Man. Like you got a lot of followers quick because I think we started the Instagram page around the same time, Brew Your Mind and Crown Supply. And we're always doing plugs for each other. And then I just kept looking. I was like, man, I want what's in his water. We were just talking about that. I was like, I want the Crown Supply water, man, because you're doing some good things, man.
I've been blessed with with a whole lot of support, man. It's almost overwhelming sometimes, but I got solid people back home from my city, and then of course, people that I've met along my Air Force journey. Then a couple influencers help us out, give us a few plugs, and that kind of builds our community, man. So we're growing, man. We trying.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Oh, what was that? Oh, sorry.
It's so weird because I'll see friends that I've known like pop up like on your Crown Supply story on Instagram. Like Wes.
That's my guy.
What's his last name?
Jordan.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Like I see him and then Brandon Moore. Yeah, I'll see him like wearing the whole thing. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Just seeing how like all these people all connected.
Small world, man. We all connected in some way, shape, or form. That's for sure, man.
Yeah, you do have a lot of support, but in regards to like Crown Supply in general, is there a team that you specifically work with? I mean, it's not just you, right? That's handling all the business. So who all do you have with you, really, and how big is the team? Is it even big, or what are we looking at here?
So, my team is not big at all, man. Myself, I operate the business. Then my boy Mike, who's my business partner.
Shout out, Mike. Love you,
Mike,
dude.
Mike Beautiful, that's my bro. So it's my business partner. He helps out, and then we got our design shop in Houston.
Okay.
Who produces the gear and the apparel. So, but that's the team, man.
That's
super
awesome.
Small. Me and Mike get to it, bro. We get to it.
There's something really I mean, like, it's probably a lot of work for you, but something really rewarding to know that it's just you guys and whatever you produce, it's coming down to you guys. Because I can speak to that personally, especially with Jesse with Brew Your Mind. It's like whatever we're doing, it's us. The branding, the logo, all that kind of stuff, it's us, and it's sometimes it's like, okay, I wish we had someone to write a script for us or do the editing for us, so we're not just showing up mindlessly, but at the same time, it feels pretty good at the end of the day when you push a product out and you're like, that's us, so I can relate.
For sure, man. So same situation with Mike and myself, man, and you know what, it really forces you to learn, grow and develop as a person, for sure, man. I'm really not a big social media guy or a big marketing guy or anything like that, but this brand is kind of forced me to learn a whole lot about that stuff, man. So for sure,
dude, so good,
man. That's how I feel about getting into this. Is like when Justin asked me to be on the podcast, I was like, I don't know anything about that, structure, and I was like, well, let's. If I want to be a part of it, someone to like contribute. I was like, we should do video and all this stuff. And I was like, so it just introduced a whole thing just to learn about. Like,
that's a great compartment because I don't know, it might be like, I don't know, maybe ADD, just undiagnosed yet or something. But it's hard for me to listen to podcasts, but it's so easy for me to watch podcasts. So when you guys went to visual, I was like, that's a win for me. A win for me. So I don't miss an episode, bro. I don't miss an episode. It. So
that's awesome.
That's good. Yeah. That's good stuff. Yeah. Side note, while I'm looking at you, Tev, by the way, you look beautiful. I don't think I said that yet today.
Thank you, Kate. You look handsome. Jesse, you too.
Thanks, brother. That gray sweater you got there, man. I haven't seen that around. So what's up with that? You holding it tight? What's going on here?
No, Nah, this is so Crown Supply University, inspired by like a vintage university sweatshirt. But really, what I had in mind for this concept was pretty much an outreach program. And maybe you guys will see it soon, maybe this year, maybe next year or something like that. But an outreach program as an extension of Crown Supply, to where, you know, we're just looking for opportunities to educate and spread awareness about different things. So I don't know, you know, you might see that soon.
Dude,
so.
I love it, man. I don't think I've seen that sweatshirt though on Instagram or anything.
No,
so I had to.
You haven't.
That's
you
why I
haven't
did. I was
seen
like,
that one yet.
"You're smart, man. I see what
For
you're doing."
sure.
Show up through your mind where I never were seen product, but yeah.
Yeah, you know.
That's awesome, man.
So
That's
that
awesome.
hat you got has never been seen before.
Hey,
either, man. That's a one. That's
That's
a
right.
one-of-one.
Custom. One
Somebody,
of one.
You plugged in with somebody.
Know somebody. What's up, Jesse? You got something? Say it, Jesse.
Yeah,
Let's
I
hear
want to
it,
know. I don't even know the answer to this question for myself, but like, I kind of want to know, like, what for both of you guys, like, who inspires you daily? Is there someone you kind of like? Because like you throwing out there like a lot of positive message and sharpening people up in that community and reminding people, but like, is there someone or a few people that kind of do that for you?
Yeah, for sure. Mentors,
Kind of a tough
man.
question,
Mentors, you know, family members, of course. I'm inspired by people like y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say that just because I'm here. I'll tell that to somebody behind your back. I'm inspired by guys like y'all who get up every day and create, innovate, and push things further. You know what I'm saying? So I'm inspired by that. And then reading, man, books. Yeah, for sure.
Dude,
What you been reading lately? Anything good?
What am I reading right now? I'm reading Invisible Influence by Jonah Berger. Can I say that without,
Yeah, you can.
Let's get in trouble? Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm reading right now.
I guess.
You in trouble here?
Yeah, there's no trouble on Read Your Mind podcast. See, that's why I love it. I love it here. What else am I reading? I just finished reading Purpose Driven Life.
Purpose-driven life.
Yep,
That book has been around for
It's been around quite a minute, and then one of my mentors laced me with that one, so that was a good book. And
I think I've read that too a long time ago.
One of my favorite books has been Phil Jackson, 11 Rings. Man,
I want to start that one.
I would challenge any leader or anybody who surrounds themselves with other people to read that book. Man, it's a good book, and you know, Phil Jackson is. He's been challenged with juggling a whole lot of personalities, you know, Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, you know what I'm saying? So it was a good book, bro. I think you guys would definitely enjoy it, but inspiration.
Jesse,
just finding different ways to stay inspired.
I got this guy the other day, Brainwash. Sam Decker recommended.
Have you started a little bit through that? Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I'm a few chapters in. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, Tap, think about that one.
Brainwash?
It's pretty good. Talk about
let me make a note.
Detox your mind for clearer thinking, deeper relationships, and lasting happiness. Written by a couple doctors, but so far so good. You know, just after a couple chapters, I'm like already kind of thinking more about what I do with my time and what I do with my free time. You know, so it's that kind of stuff. You know, to just continue to grow and continue to learn. You know, that's something no one can take away from you. So that's good stuff.
For sure, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, it all goes like hand in hand. Like that book, the first few chapters is like a very scientific level about different parts of the brain and how being disciplined about everything can affect it all in a certain way. Yeah. And it's just like you say every day, like it's a good day to embrace your journey. It's like being active about that perspective is like, it's kind of like being active about or being intentional about every little discipline, your perspective, what you're eating, your exercise, whatever, how you think negatively or positively, trying to be more empathetic. It all just ties in to each other. But there's like a really more scientific level to where, like, I guess the way some people behave negatively, it can be attributed to much more deeper things. So it's good so far. But yeah, I'm barely through it. I'm like chapter 3 or 4
I'm
or
right
something.
At the same spot, yeah. So
that's good stuff. I'm a psychology major. So that stuff,
that's awesome.
It kind of turns me on. So I just made a note.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
gonna go get this book today.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think it's pretty cheap on Amazon. But so you did graduate, right? Is that that's what you said earlier?
Yeah. So
psychology major.
Yeah, psychology major. I got my undergrad in psychology, and I am currently in grad school right now, majoring in industrial and organizational psychology. So
my goodness, this man is.
I think that's the same thing my fiance Katie's doing.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I think that's the same thing, industrial psychology or something.
That's the reason I liked you. I liked you guys.
just the vibes, man.
I'm just the vibes, bro. I'm telling you.
So
you.
Good.
So, yeah.
So I tell you what, before we dive more into Crown Supply, this is normally probably where I would input a beautiful ad read by myself talking about Crown Supply. If I did not forget it to put it in the episode, I apologize, Tev. There's a couple of times I think I forgot to put it in there.
Good.
I figured since while you're here, why don't you go ahead and plug the Crown Supply, give us a nice little ad read, talk about that promo code that you've been just so nice to give to our listeners. The floor is yours.
Yeah. So I don't have a script. I really don't have anything to read off of. Let me just say, Brew Your Mind podcast listeners. I believe the I don't know what the percentage was before. We're gonna up the ante though, 50% until January 31st. 50% off the entire store for Brew Your Mind podcast listeners when you use promo code BrewPod. Promo code BrewPod, BREWPOD, 50% off all Brew Your Mind podcast listeners. Cheers, fellas.
Dude,
cheers,
you
fella.
legend, man. That's sick.
That's the best ad read I've ever heard.
That's so sick, man. That's so sick.
He's I ain't got no script, but
dude, I got goosebumps right now. That was
off.
so good, man. God, that was good. And that's we're gonna keep that tight, so we'll make sure people only know that promo code if they actually listen. You know, we won't try to advertise that or anything like that, man. That is. Let's go. I'll bring this little hand out. Let's go, boys.
Let's get it, man.
Let's go.
Hey, there it is.
Sick. All right, we'll get back. We're back to the show now. We'll talk a little bit. So, the next thing I have. So we mentioned that you're working full time. Hey, by the way, you're a graduate and you're going back to school to do some more school. And then also do Crown Supply. So how are you able to keep up with Crown Supply like you are? Like it never seems like it's too much for you, and it never seems like it's kind of like drifting away or anything. Like it's always kind of like your first action that you talk about or whatever. But how do you keep up with that? What kind of advice could you give to people to like kind of juggle those kind of tasks, those big life tasks that you have? What do you got for them?
Right. Man, my advice, find balance, man. There's been some days where, especially getting the brand off the ground and initial startup and stuff like that, I want to say it took me like maybe 8 and 9 months to really lock down a schedule. And I was like all over the place, juggling school, work, the brand and stuff like that. So find balance, man. Find a schedule that works for you. Something that's going to keep you grounded and level, something that's going to, not stress you out and have you going crazy. So find a schedule that works for you, your family, your customers, and then, go from there, man. Find that balance for sure.
Man, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good because I think that's something I struggled with for a while is just finding a balance. I'd put all my eggs in one basket and then the other would start lacking a little bit. And then I'd give up whatever that I was trying to do because I was like, okay, I don't have the time for this. I'm not balancing it right. So, dude, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Let me see what else I got here. Jesse, you got anything while I'm looking?
Yeah, I want to know, who is someone famous you want to be friends with, either of you?
Oh, I love that.
That's a great question, Jesse. Kate, I'm going to defer to you first.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Probably need some time to think about it.
Yeah, because
Justin's going to say Sam Decker.
Yeah, I was about to say it. I was like,
You're already friends with Sam. Which is crazy, by the way. Like, how do you even link with Sam Decker? And this might be a rabbit hole of things, but I want to know, how did you meet Sam Decker?
So actually,
was it really just on the game?
Yeah, I think what we mentioned in the pod a couple episodes ago. I think that was about it. Like us just dropping a tweet of wanting to play Call of Duty, and I was like, hey, let's play Call of Duty. It's just weird, man. It's like the new age we're in, and you can just connect to someone that's all the way across the world like that. And that's what's really special about it. Like, I mean, like we talk about how social media can be so negative, and it really can. Yeah. But if we could just pull the positives out, it just completely outweighs all that negative stuff that it throws in your face every day.
Absolutely.
Someone famous though, man, because I want to be someone that.
Shout out Sam, by the way.
Hey Sam, shout out, man. I know you're listening. Hey, we could do so many shout outs right now if we want to, but
I know, right? It'd be crazy.
make sure Sam doesn't feel so special. You gotta humble him. Like, hey, you're not special that we're shouting you out. Shoot, I don't know, Jesse. Way to put us on the spot. Do you have someone, Jesse, when you ask the question?
Yeah, I do. I feel like it's gonna be like way outside your guys' radar,
I hope
but it'd
so.
be like Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters, or he was a drummer for Nirvana.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. What would you want from him? Like, what would you say? What would
I don't know, man.
would it be like? Hey, just play some drums with me for a little bit, or like, tell me how
I
you.
don't know. There's too much
Yeah.
because he's written and played on so many different records, and like he was with Nirvana, and just his attitude about everything is so cool. I don't know. I don't think I'd want anything. I think I just want to be in that presence, just to like. I feel like that energy is picking me up. Yeah, I mean, you know how it is when you get around people that are like-minded and like doing things. You said it earlier. You're like, the people that inspire you are just people that are out there doing something, like creating something. And then when you have a circle of that, everyone's just gassing each other up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you feel that energy. You're just like, yeah. But yeah, I guess it would be like probably Dave Grohl, which is, I don't know. But that's all I got. I don't know.
Dude, I like it. I was gonna think I was trying to think of a sports person. I could have just gone like hometown sports team, just hey, famous athlete. But what if I just like met like Michael Scott, man? Like, what if I just met him? Huh?
Great, bad at all.
Like, could you imagine spending a day with old Steve and just like picking his brain? Like, it'd be fantastic. He'd be like awesome person to hang out with. But
that'd be
I don't know.
perfect, man.
Tab, who you got? Just name one. Just name one.
I'm thinking. Can I name two?
Okay, I'll allow it because you remember your mind.
I'm a guest here.
That's right.
Guest here. I'm thinking maybe LeBron James or Jay-Z, one of the two. Just two bosses.
Yep.
And Bron, not only for his work and his accomplishments on the court, but off the court too.
That's true.
I'd probably say LeBron. Yeah.
LeBron is someone that definitely stands out. That's someone that used his platform for some good stuff too. And you can't say that about too many athletes either. It's just like
for sure.
What you did and how you got there and what you did while you're there, man. Yeah, that's a living legend for sure.
Beautiful story, bro. And I'm gonna knock on wood because I might be saying this too soon or out of place, but I don't think that guy has a blemish on his record like at all, bro. Like.
No,
I don't think it's no smut on his rep at all. So
nope. You'll have fans that hate on him for the career choices and switching teams. But you got to look at it a personal level and like why he did it. Yeah. There's reasoning behind he did, and he didn't do it just to stick a middle finger up to the fans. He did it for himself and his family. So you got to respect someone like that. You really do.
You do, man. And I meant that more so on a personal level. You don't hear scandals, any BS, what I'm saying, about LeBron. So
you really don't.
Inspirational, man.
He's been with his wife since high school, right? Is a high school sweetheart?
High school sweethearts. Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never hear anything about him or his family. So that's real good stuff. Good choice, man.
Yeah.
Good choice. Hey, LeBron, I know you're listening, man. Crown Supply. If you could just wear a Crown Supply sweater, shirt while you walk into the stadium, we appreciate that. And hey, the promo code works for you too, LeBron. So if you want to go use the Brew Your Mind promo code, you can. We know you're struggling with the
50% off, man. You probably didn't have the money back last week. 50% off this week, man. Get it while you can.
That's awesome. So we talked a little bit about Crown Supply. I want to know what's the future hold. You mentioned what you're wearing today, the Crown Supply University and whatnot. Is there anything else we could see this year or maybe this month? Any new products? Anything at all about Crown Supply that you could give us just a little sneak peek? I don't want you to spoil anything. Just a little something for the people that tuning in.
Nothing too crazy. We're looking at this year. New designs, new concepts, new items. Of course, you might see some premium apparel items, so track suits, jogger suits,
love it,
things like that, and then some smaller items, socks and different hats and bucket hats, maybe.
Hell yeah,
definitely, man. It's a lot on the horizon for 2021, man. And so we're looking forward to it.
Those bucket hats are coming back.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
I've been seeing them like more and more.
Yeah,
I'm like, is this happening?
Man. Definitely.
There's some wild trends coming back. There's this town here, like Savannah's got that SCAD, that art college. So like there's a lot of like super trendy young kids, you know?
Yeah.
And all the girls are like wearing these like baggy looking jeans, like looking like Jenko or something, you know? I'm like, I'm not about this little fad going on.
Right.
I don't know.
History
It's
definitely
crazy.
repeats itself, man. So
It
you'll
does.
see, like,
It's a
the
cycle.
mom jeans and like you said, the baggy jeans and flannels, plaid shirts and trucker hat. I mean, history
All
repeats
come back.
itself in fashion, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think if I wore a trucker hat back in high school, I'd be made fun of. I think, but
Right.
now that it's back, it's like, hey, that's a sick trucker hat. I'm like, damn right it is. Better back off.
Right. It's nuts,
No,
man.
but yeah. Damn it, I had something. Jesse, plug in. I had
Who's
something.
that guy? You guys were talking about it earlier, the book, Phil Jackson?
Yeah.
Is that the guy? What a weird guy. I mean, this is way off topic, but like, I remember, I don't know anything about him, but like, what was it? The Michael Jordan documentary they just did?
Yeah.
The Last Dance? Is that it?
Yeah.
Didn't they have a part about him on there? Am I thinking wrong? He was like super hippie.
Yeah.
he was-
And, like-
Zen Master. Zen Master.
Yeah, Zen Master.
Man, there's something so interesting about that. I feel like when people think they have to do a certain role or something, they have to look a certain part. But then you see someone like him who's like, he looked like he just showed up from a protest in the 60s and he's coaching Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know?
He-
I don't know. There's something interesting about
guy.
that.
Yeah,
Interesting
and we
guy,
talk about
man.
trends because like that's kind of becoming a trend too. Like people are trying to just stand out and be different,
Yeah.
which is not a bad thing, you know, because you know it works. But now like more and more people are doing it, and like the reasoning behind it is like, oh, I'm just trying to stand out and be different. Phil Jackson was just doing him. The Zen Master
He
was
was
just
literally, yeah.
he was just there to do the
literally
triangle
just-
offense.
Facts, facts. Just a kid from Wyoming somewhere, I think, but just stayed true to himself. Stayed true to himself, and
Wyoming.
I think he got 11 rings now.
11?
So it's crazy.
That is nuts,
crazy,
man.
man.
Imagine that. Because you would like judge someone hardcore. You think this hippie looking white guy from Wyoming.
Right.
You would think like there's no way. I don't know. There's something interesting about that.
Yeah, it could
Like
actually
how we judge people.
There's another
you know?
person that kind of is near that stereotype, but and playing this weekend, Tom Brady, 7th round pick, the most unathletic white guy coming out of college, and now look at him as just completely one of the biggest goats of NFL football. I mean, it's wild where people can come from and the stage they get to, and
For sure.
and that shows Tev is on his way, people.
Nah,
Mark the calendar. Tev is on the way, man.
Cape and Jesse, well on their way, man. Well on their
So
way.
are
On the
you
subject of
insinuating-
Tom Brady? So I'm sorry. Who that?
Yeah,
Go Saints, man.
Tom Brady, go ahead.
Yeah, go Saints. We I hope we beat Tom Brady this
That's
season.
right. That's right. That's
So
right.
let me say that we
Yep.
beat them twice
There you go.
in the regular season. And I know
Yep.
it's probably gonna be crazy to beat a good quarterback, a good team 3 times in the season.
3 times, yeah.
Of course, the Saints. Not to bash my team on record, but our
On
playoff
record.
performance has kind of been sketchy over the past few years. Man.
I
Some
listen, as a
fluke
Packers fan,
shit-
I completely
shit has
relate,
been
man.
happening.
Completely
Yeah.
relate. So
Uh-oh.
it's gonna be an interesting weekend. Hopefully next weekend
Yeah.
you and I will be talking and we'll be a little
And,
trash talk,
little trash talk,
Saints Packers
healthily,
action.
healthily. Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping for, Kate. That's what
All
I'm
I know
hoping
is
for, bro.
Jesse is a Packers fan, so you're 2v1 right here. So you
Jesse
gotta
a
watch what you're saying,
Packers fan too. I don't believe that, man. Jesse, you're not a Packers fan. Don't tell me that.
Tev. Look at him.
I think you know.
Keep lying.
He's like, I don't believe that.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Jesse, you got another random question for us, real quick, before I ask
Yeah.
the last question I have?
I love this. Every time there's like a common trend, someone says something about sports. And then it just piques my interest because I know nothing about it. So you're saying Tom Brady was like, he was what in college? He was like not really that good? Or like,
He was
I
fine
want to talk
in
about
college,
the
but
evolution.
He was fine in college, but like as a NFL prospect, he was not even looked at. I mean, he was drafted in the 7th
Wow.
round. He ran what was his 40 time? Like a 5
I want to
something.
say a 5 something. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's a viral video of him running the 40 because it's the most awkward,
was-
unathletic white guy
It was
thing you've ever
horrendous.
seen.
It was
Yeah,
horrendous. But
and then look,
here,
I mean,
here he stands.
What's a 40?
he embraced his journey. What can I say, man? What
He
can I say?
embraced it.
Yeah,
What's a 40?
the 40
No,
yard,
so 4-yard dash.
yeah.
So
Oh, in
you
5
know,
seconds?
you running 40 yards, and usually a good time would be 4 some, lower 4
Yeah.
or something,
The linemen will
time-
sometimes,
time.
well, although
Yeah.
around this
He
time,
could
all the
find some
linemen are
crazy
running
linemen.
sub 4s now or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, him running 5 was like, he's just so unathletic. He's not gonna be able to do
Yeah.
anything in the NFL. He sucks. And then
Here we
Mm.
here he is. How many rings? Is it 6? 6
think
rings?
6. Yeah, something.
I
Like
think someone's gonna
arguably
correct me.
one of the greatest quarterbacks all the time.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
So what do you think what helped with his evolution? What do you think was it just completely underrated, or was there a team? Was it the coaching, you think, that helped him reach his full potential?
I bet you the situation that he was put in definitely helped, but also the fact that like everything was up against him. And I guess you probably couldn't say that because there's a lot of people that get drafted in the later rounds and you don't really hear about them. So probably just something clicked with him, and Belichick as well. It's like I don't know that them two, the most dynamic duo in NFL history. It just happened, and I think the situation had a lot to play with it.
Very, very much so. I'd agree with that. Can I ask a random question before we get to?
Yeah, man. Ask any questions you want, man.
Jesse.
Uh-oh.
What do you do with this photography, man? What is this film all about?
Yes.
Phenomenal at it, bro. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but you're phenomenal at it. And I just wanted a little education on it. Okay. So what kind of camera is that? Can I ask?
So, yeah, this is I got into the film. This is an old camera.
Yeah.
A Canon camera from the 70s. And I got it off eBay for like $40 cuz I was like, maybe I'll try film one day, And I got this camera like over a year ago, and it sat on the shelf, and I was like, I don't know when. So then when we left Alaska, we stopped by my parents, and my dad had rolls of film, which I just somehow happen to have right in front of me, like just little boxes of film. Yeah. And he gave me some. He was like, yeah, try that, put that in your camera and see how it goes. And then like me and Katie were walking around down here and just like took some film, and it just loved the way it looked. Like no editing, nothing. It just had a vibe to it,
Yeah, I love the vibe.
Yeah, people edit their photos to make it look like that, and you're actually producing the original, like the vintage look.
Yeah.
No filter. No
filter.
No filter.
So I think I think what it is like, I don't know who, one of my friends said this. He was like having some writer's block one time with guitar or something, and he said, which I agree with, the best way to get through like a block of creativity is to pick up a different instrument completely or a different camera completely. So when I started shooting the film and I started seeing it, how it looked nostalgic, it just had that thing. It didn't look mega sharp. Like I paid $40 for the camera and the lens, which is insane because like lenses nowadays are a good lens is like $600, $500-600, whatever,
Jesse
and up to thousands. Yeah. And so I just thought, it's funny how like I end up using a $40 camera with film and then getting it scanned and seeing it in your hand once you're done. You're like, oh my God, this is a vibe. So I always thought that's so true. Like when you're finding some like writer's block or creative block, just to find something in that realm and use it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like try a different instrument.
Yeah.
A different guitar or a different old camera or I don't know, whatever it is. If you like do digital art, just draw with a pencil on a piece of paper or something.
Back to basics.
And then
that's dope, man. That's
it's a lot of fun.
Because, Mike and I are creatives for the brand, and sometimes it's frustrating, man. You're gonna feel pretty much every emotion as you kind of navigate through the creative process. So that's inspirational, Jesse.
I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what. We'll take care of you when we all are back together, linked up. Yeah. We'll have Jesse take some professional photos of the brand. And you guys will be set. There's no one better with photography than Jesse. So
I'm humble, bro. That would be dope.
If we could have the honor of doing that, Jesse, I'm just volunteering him without him saying it. It's not my skills. It's Jesse's skills. Yeah.
But bro, really though, it would be an honor to work with you guys, man. That'd be dope.
For sure.
That would be dope.
Dude, that'd be fun. I had a couple people, like, since I've been shooting film the past few weeks, like a friend of mine in Nashville, he's like a producer and good friend for a long time, but he was like, I love the way these look, whatever you're doing lately. He was like, I love for you to come up here and just do some just for his social media and like
Hell yeah.
marketing, just like film,
Yeah.
like that really nostalgic, like a little bit blurry, out of focus, like not perfect look. Because I feel like, you know, when we have these phones and everything is so sharp and perfect, and then you see like this other, like I even saw people posting pictures from those disposable cameras, those cheap piece of crap, you know, plastic lens, like. But it has such a cool, like, you see it and you're like, oh my God, that reminds me of childhood, or that reminds me of a moment. And like you see phone pictures and it doesn't have that feeling about it. I don't know what it is, but it's interesting how that can be. And you see people doing video the same way. They're like, have these fake VHS filters and like the film grain stuff all over it, like, you know, the video. Because it has that certain vibe to it. I don't know.
That's what makes you special, Jesse. That you were able to, you know, pull that out and just be like, yeah, this is different, but this is a good kind of different. And then people are realizing, like, yeah, Jesse, what you're doing.
That's what she said. When you pull it out, it's different, but it's a good kind of different.
Hey, thanks for listening today, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to brew your mind.
It's getting better and better. As soon as you said when you pull it out, I was like, yes. And then you kept saying like it's different, but it's a good kind of different.
That one's from Michael Scott. So cool.
That's hilarious.
Last question I have for you, Tev. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see Crown Supply? Where would you like to see Crown Supply 5-10 years from now? As I drink my Miller Lite.
Like I said earlier, man, this entrepreneurship was never in my vision. So I'd be lying to you if I told you I have a 5-year plan mapped out and 10-year plan mapped out. Really, I just want to see myself grow as a person, grow as a businessman, an entrepreneur. I want to see myself grow as an airman, of course. But as far as aspirations and goals, man, if I can inspire one person in 5 years with the brand, with Embrace Your Journey and what we stand for and what we represent, then that's enough, man.
Love that.
That's enough.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I just want to punch someone in the face after you said something. Fired up, dude. Run through a wall.
God, man, that's how I feel about the same thing as like the podcast. Is like I'm not on here like claiming to give people advice or anything, but like I feel like when me and Justin get on here, we're like, I'm on here like usually trying to sort through some issue in my head, and we're like getting through it. You know what I'm saying? And like I feel like if like a couple people can relate to something, and it has already happened for sure. Like people message me, and it's just like, yeah, that's good to know. Like I'm not alone in like that struggle. You know what I mean? Like because I don't know. You think the older you get, like the more skilled with life you'll be in a lot of ways, but that's not always the case. So it's always good to have feel like if people message us, it really does mean a lot. You know what I mean? Like if they acknowledge one part of it, like it's not a waste of time to let us know what you think. Like
I can relate.
It really lets us know like we're doing something.
Yeah.
All right for something.
And that's the thing. Like, and that was kind of like the purpose with Brew Your Mind. At least for me, it was like trying to create that community because I love being part of a positive vibe circle. No matter how big it is, if it's just a couple people, that's fine. But I always wanted to expand it. And if we can get more people, just to have those kind of conversations and not the negativity. Try to block out the negativity, and then we just maybe work through the negativity so it turns into a positive. So that's can completely relate to you, man. Completely. Oh, someone's got the sirens going. Hey,
you got to right next to a fire department. So
okay, I was about to say, hey, Tev was with us all morning. All right, we can vouch for him.
give me an alibi, right? Nah, but it's a fire department. And
gotcha.
It's more annoying when you hear it at midnight. I promise you.
I bet, dude. I bet. Jesse, what else you got? I see you looking over. You're brainstorming.
What you got on your mind?
Yeah, I am brainstorming.
Thinking face,
man, I'm just stoked, man.
I'm
just like, just good vibes. Just closed on the house yesterday.
Hell yeah, dude!
And thinking about moving to the big old house.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it on the podcast. We talked about it off air. Jesse just yesterday closed down a house, so big congrats to him, man. That's a huge step in adulting. Like that's just that's good stuff, man, and it's gonna be really beneficial, hopefully. And I hope you and Katie get the best out of it. That's awesome, man. I'm proud of you.
They're enjoying it, killing it. out there.
I'm gonna have a big old studio room set up, man. It's gonna be like a big podcast designated room. I'm just gonna walk
Crown
in,
Supply
ready
stickers
to go.
everywhere, dude. On every
Yeah.
wall, like fat heads.
Everywhere,
Hey, just give me
you know?
a Crown Supply fat head, man. Let me just put it up there, and so it
Bees
peels
everywhere.
off, doesn't peel the paint out. Yeah,
Bees everywhere.
yeah, those.
Stickers
Oh,
everywhere.
Oh, I just noticed you got the Brew Your Mind stuff behind you too.
Oh,
man.
of course,
I didn't-
of course.
I saw that.
I'm a heathen, so I don't use coasters actually, but it makes for good decoration.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So, yeah, for sure.
I got like 7 of them right here, and like
My
my drink
gosh.
right now is on the carpet. You know, like
Yeah,
just like a
exactly,
loser,
exactly. Because
So it's whatever,
We
man.
just
Hey, so
ratchet,
what else?
man.
That's really all I have on my side about Crown Supply. I don't think I could ask you too many more questions about you spoiling anything or stuff that you haven't already said. So I will say, quick plug before I forget. Tev, his Instagram page, the Crown Supply. Is it the Crown Supply store? Sorry.
Yeah. I think I saw
Instagram
it.
is
The Crown Supply.
Crown Supply. Yep.
Yep. And then the
TH.
website to the Crown Supply is crownsupply.store.com. So make sure you guys go check out his Instagram because it's great because his Instagram, of course, you know, he shows off his products and whatnot. So you're always in the loop with that. But also he makes sure he shares kind of like inspiring type messages too. So whenever I see that, it's kind of like a reminder, like, yeah, there's probably a reason he's doing this. And I take it kind of personally too. Whenever I read it, I'm like, yeah. What was your latest one? Success isn't a destination; it's a journey. Oh my gosh, you're so right,
on,
dude.
man.
You're so right,
on,
dude.
man. Exactly,
And that's what I'm
'cause,
saying.
you
Like,
know.
whenever I come across and I see like a new post, I almost started. I just
Yeah,
pushed the
man.
laptop
So-
over, man. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So hey, we still got a little time left. So us three, we can still hang out. We can still have a couple conversations if you guys like to. So Ted,
cool,
if you
man.
have any more questions for us, now's the time. Jesse. You're over there. I see you.
I got an announcement. I got a new phone
Let's
after
hear it.
3 years.
Hell yeah.
It's a big old iPhone
How is the new
12
iPhone?
Pro
Yeah.
Max.
I was about to ask because I'm still stuck with this old
Yeah.
iPhone that I don't even
Which
have
one?
a case on, and
Yeah.
Which one is that?
probably could die. This is like a XR or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I had the 10 or the X, and
Yeah.
it was like working so slow. And I
X,
was like, I'm
yeah.
not like a big like super tech like need a new phone every year type of person. So I was like, nah, I don't need one. But like the past 6 months has been like this slow, bogged down phone like messing up. And I was like, I've had it. Like I was sitting with me and Katie went. She had to stop by Ulta or something like a few days ago, and I was like, I was on my phone, and I was like, I'm sick of this. It's acting crazy. And then Best Buy was right there, and I was like, let me see if they have that phone in there. So we walked in there and got it. But yeah, it's good, man. I don't know. It's fast, which is the only thing I wanted to
Yep.
really do.
Yeah.
So
So
we'll see.
from like someone who's like into photography and things like that, is the iPhone camera even? What do you think of the iPhone camera compared to like a camera, an actual camera?
I think
you
it's
use it?
pretty. No, I haven't really used it too much, which it feels like a waste. It's got that really wide angle lens, and then a standard, and then like a little telephoto zoomed in kind of thing. But because it's like one of those things like when you use like professional cameras and stuff, and you like that because it feels real. Like the lens is not a trick. Like the phone like blurry backgrounds, it's just all digital and like kind of mocked and. You like that real organic thing. It's kind of like playing real drums versus electric drums. It's like there's no question like which one is better.
Right.
So I don't know.
Makes sense.
But it's
a peasant
good
like
so
me
far.
wouldn't know the difference between like any iPhone camera is amazing to me because I don't really mess with a real camera, so that makes sense.
I felt the same way when they brought the what camera setting was it? The I got it right here. Portrait. I was like, oh my gosh,
mode?
these portrait mode pictures are amazing. But it's
This
like,
is
and then
gotta
I hear
get
Jesse
the-
talking. Yeah, I hear Jesse talking. I'm like, nah, I don't use iPhone camera. Nah, those suck, man. Yeah,
Use that bullshit.
No.
Man.
It's crazy because I used to think that too before I got into shooting cameras, and I was like, oh, this looks great.
Yeah.
But then it just ruins it for you. So
interesting.
I would just say stick with, and the cameras are amazing on the phone considering how big it is, and it's like
Yeah.
everything's in there. But I still hate iPhone pictures. I think I hate everything.
I think about that every time I
better. post
post a picture on Instagram. I'm like, okay, will Jesse approve of this? How can I
What would
make it
Jesse
not
think?
look like an iPhone?
Right,
Yeah.
right. What would Jesse think?
Exactly.
I
WWJT.
don't know.
Right.
I don't know, because sometimes like I can't tell a difference though. To be honest, like sometimes when some people will post something, I'm like I can't tell if that's a phone or a real camera. So sometimes it can work. I don't know. I'm still not a huge fan, but I haven't really messed with this one too much, so I can't really give my proper like review on it or something. I don't know. Tev, are you into video games that much? Do you play Warzone like Justin does?
So
He won't play with me.
I just got a PS5.
Let's
I
go.
had PS4
Congrats, man.
Before that, right? Thanks. Right,
Congrats.
It's like a scavenger hunt. I thought I was going to have to put a ski mask on and get at somebody, but thankfully it didn't result to that. But just got a PS5. I dabble in a little bit if my friends like Mike, Brandon, and them tell me, hey, we need to be playing this game.
You're on 2K all the time, though.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a 2K guy, so that's what we play. And really, I'm not into video games like that, man. But it's just an opportunity to just link with the fellas, shoot the shit, and
I was about to say, it's like in what you do. I don't think there's any free time for video games anyway, Mr. Graduate, and continuing to go to classes and crowd. Like I was like, hey, if you're playing video games like crazy, then I want to know what. Do you have more time in a day than we do? Like, do you have like a 27-hour day?
All about balance, man. I play video games probably more than you think. I play 2K more than you think. But just locking down that schedule, man. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Man, I got a great announcement for the listeners. Me and Justin finally played Warzone together after months of
That's right,
teasing
we did.
me about
We did.
it.
We balled out, didn't we?
We actually played one, and I don't know why I even want to play. I think it's just I'm infatuated with the idea of being like involved in some activity. You know what I mean? Because we got on there and we played like 3 rounds and it was over. We were dead in like 5 minutes. And I was like, why do people play this?
Yeah.
What is the appeal?
So that was me in playing Call of Duty, and Warzone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, this is not fun, but if y'all having fun, then I'm having fun. So
it was fun though.
It is, yeah.
I still had fun.
If the vibes are good, then it's a great time.
The vibes were good.
Caught a couple dubs this morning, because I'm really good at the game. No, I'm just kidding.
Why you ain't invite me?
Because you were set up at the pod at 10 a.m. ready to record.
Yeah.
Oh my God, let's tell that side story. Yeah, Justin texted me. He's like, you want to record 11 a.m.? And I was like, oh yeah, sure. So I got all this set up. He was like, I think I was like, let me know when you want that invite. He was like, or I was like, I'm about to send it to you. He's like, send what? And I was like, wait, what? And he's like, no. Oh, he's like, I got the time messed up. He's like, I meant 12 Central Time. And so I didn't even read Central Time. I read 12. I was like, oh, okay, 12 o'clock. So I killed an hour. And it was still like, it was 12 here. And I was like, all right, you ready? And you're like, what? So I had another hour to kill. And I was like, all right, I'm set up, like sitting here ready to go. And
Jesse's been ready for the podcast for the last 2 hours. It's been great.
And the crazy thing, as a guest, I've been ready for the podcast for the past 2 hours. I don't know if it's some kind of anxiety thing. Bro, I woke up super early, got some orders together, fulfilled some orders, did the mail out, and I'm like, all right, let me make sure the lighting's good. Let me make sure the lighting's good. Let me make sure I actually have the Zoom application, even though I was in a Zoom meeting for work yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, super crazy,
I know, man.
Bro. So
I get nervous
since forever.
Man,
I get like nervous too, like feeling like I'll have a ton of notes and everything, but I just feel like I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna mess it up again. Cause there's like a few episodes or like a couple every now and then where it's like, I just have this bad feeling after we're done, like, man, I didn't bring it. And Justin's like, nah, man, that was great. And then sometimes he'll do the same thing. He'll be like, I just wasn't feeling it. I'm like, what are you talking about? That was a great one. You know what I mean? So we can really get in our head like pretty easy. I don't know. Some people will just make it look easy.
I will say it's kind of tough sometimes, especially when I have to listen to the episode right afterwards. And it's like I hear myself say something. I'm like, man, I really could have said this better. Yeah. And then it's too late, because like the moment's already passed. So I'll say it's it makes it a little bit tough. But, that's what's great about Bring Your Mind is we just ramble, and whatever Jesse goes on a tangent about, we just let him go on, no matter how much Katie likes it or doesn't like it. I'm kidding.
My God.
Katie give you a hard time about rambling.
Well, she was like thinking that Justin was worried that I took over a little bit too much.
Not true.
And so I was all in my head about it. It was just like, and it just totally messed me up. I was like, okay, this time I'm going to be more quiet and let people talk, and like.
And now Justin over here mad because you didn't say anything the whole
That's
time.
right. That's right. I got this dry mouth over here because just any time to drink my beer that I brag about,
Super crazy.
I don't know, man. It's complicated.
Good. Well, hey, we reached the beautiful hour mark that we normally reach here at Brew Your Mind. So before we shut down, I'll pass it over to you guys. I know it's quick when you're having fun.
It's quick,
Jesse, anything that you want to hit at before we shut it down?
Not really.
Remember, don't talk to me.
I would just okay. Just how do you shorten your sentences like Kevin does on The Office?
SeaWorld,
like do that.
China.
Yeah. Yeah, I would encourage anyone to keep messaging us on our Brew Your Mind Instagram and let us know anything that you want us to talk about. And people have been doing that, and that's great. Thank you for the messages and the encouragement and telling us what you laugh at, for instance. Like that was great to read some of that. Mm-hmm. And also, if you want to see this on YouTube, this will be posted a week after the audio. And that is Brew Your Mind Pod on YouTube. And that's all I got.
That's right. Tev, any parting words for you, my man?
Parting words. Shameless plug, man. www.crownsupply.store.com. Tap in with us. Brew Pod is the promo code. 50% off for the rest of January.
Crazy.
Thank you guys for your support, man. Hey, it really means a lot. Hey, as we get this thing off the ground and we continue to push forward, man. Thank you. And shout out to you guys, man. I'm proud of y'all for real. I mean,
appreciate it. I love it. I appreciate it, man. That means a lot. It means a lot coming from you. And hey, thank you so much for joining us today, man. It's great to have you on. Because I know this episode right here, episode 44 of season 2, this is gonna be worth some money one day because we're gonna be the first podcast to have Tev Barker from Crown Supply on. So it's gonna be worth some money. So I'm happy about it. But hey, Tev, he does have a Twitter. Make sure you guys go follow him. He's a good follow. Some good tweets. A lot of sports stuff. Maybe some Saints stuff. That's cool, though. Yeah. We respect that. But a lot of Crown Supply stuff, too. So his is at TVN Barker, and that's on Twitter. And the Instagram, we'll mention again, is the Crown Supply. And then he already did the website. So we'll shut it down here. If you guys have any questions about the Crown Supply, Tev, I'm sure you don't care that they reach out to you, anything like that.
Tap in with me.
Absolutely, tap in. You love to say that too. I love when you say that too. Hey, tap in. I'm like, man, I'm about to use that on some of our posts. Don't forget to tap in. We got merch. Tap in. So no, it's good. Thank you guys so much for listening to us this week. We're gonna keep trying to get guests on. Kind of freshen up a little bit so you don't just get too bogged down with me ranting and Jesse just listening because he doesn't want to speak up anymore. I'm just kidding, Jesse. I see you looking over there. No.
What do you got to talk about?
Thank you so much, guys. We hope that you have a great couple of weeks. Don't forget that every Monday you can get some Brew Your Mind content, audio, and then video the following week. Hope you guys stay safe and don't forget to brew your mind.
Brew your mind. Brew it.
Brew it. Tap safe.
Brew it.